Hello and welcome back to SML Prime Time, the Commissioner's Podcast of the Sim Madden League. We got 10 minutes to talk SML news, so let's get going. First of all, Season 80 is done. I'm the champion again. What an awesome feeling it is. Everyone's asking me, Prime, you did it without Gibbs. What's the next possible goal you have? And if you haven't been paying attention, I got two goals. I want to go 5 Simbardis in a cycle. Nobody's ever done that before. I also, a long-term, kind of long shot, we probably have 3, maybe 4 seasons left. I would like to sweep the NFC for the cycle and appear in every single Super Bowl in the modern era. I'll talk about that in a second now because I want to get to my next topic. The Hatlers is what I call them. Not to be confused with Hitler, although you could probably draw some comparisons maybe. Here's the deal. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, and I'm not going to dunk on these guys, but Dan and Damon. Damon, I'll use you as an example for a second. You go and chat the day of the Super Bowl and say, if Prime loses to Bomber, it's going to make the cycle rankings conversation a lot more interesting. Damon, no, it's not. And I come at you today, and you're like, well, I wasn't saying that Prime wasn't going to be number 1. Well, here's the deal, Damon. Then if your infatuation or your obsession with me wasn't there, then what are you saying then? You're obviously these little passive aggressive little needling comments are there. And then when I clap back after I win, I would expect you just own up to what you were trying to say. Be a man and say, hey, yeah, you know what, Prime, you're right. I'm not the victim here. I went at you and you won, and I'm going to go at you again probably in a week or two. That's all I ask. And same for Dan. Same for Dan. If you're going to go at me in August, if you're going to keep kind of bringing up little subtleties, I mean, whether it's the super team, Gibbs, whatever the case may be, just say, hey, you know what? I did go at you. I tried getting under your skin, and it kind of backfired on me as usual. That's fine. I don't need you guys to say I'm great. I actually kind of like that you don't, because it gives me motivation to win again. But that's all I ask from the Hatlers. That's all I ask. Just own it. Don't be a victim. Just own your trash talk after you're wrong. Because guess what, guys? You have an opportunity to beat me, and you can't. You can't. Damon, I think 6-0 against you in the playoffs and all time. And Dan, I'm 2-0 against you in the Super Bowls. Let's talk surprises. What a playoff run it was for many people. Dump made the NFC Championship game, beating Stavo. I think a lot of people thought Stavo was going to win that game. Dump runs for 300 rushing yards. We obviously, I think, are entering kind of a dangerous territory, I think, in the league because we've seen some guy. I think we've seen Dump doing it. I think Meach was a pioneer of it. Eddie is good at it. I think Bomber's doing it now. The speed boost running. I think that was kind of the surprise of the playoffs was I think that got brought to the forefront of what the speed boost running. And I think some people say that in the MCS commentary, EA is labeling it more as a feature and not a glitch. I think that was a big surprise that caught a lot of people off guard was how this running game can really take over games. And we've seen it with Dump, NFC Championship game, obviously Bomber running all over people. So I'm curious on how that's going to shape the rest of the cycle for people and their offenses. I think we could see a little bit of a turn here. Obviously, if nothing logistically happens in the league, I'm not saying we will or won't take a stance on it. Too early to say for something like that because I don't know enough about it and what triggers it. Some of it's completely random, I think. Some of it also is, some of it can be used purposefully, and some of it I think is just random based on what your attributes are on your running back. So it's a little tough to police, and I think some people have fine intentions and other people don't. I'll say this, and I've said this, you can search it in chat. My stance on a lot of things is most things are fine in moderation. Most things are fine in moderation. Another thing I want to talk about, I've seen it in chat a couple times. It's obviously the off season. People complaining about not having certain players on their roster. Not having the great running back, not having a fast receiver, not having a great linebacker, blah, blah, blah. We're in season 6. I think this is season 7 off season. If you've been here for more than 3 seasons, shut up. The reason why you don't have it is because you're an idiot. That's all. That's all. You didn't make the trade. You didn't sign the player. You elected to have an overpaid quarterback. You elected to pay this defensive tackle, and you didn't make the move. You were sitting on your thumbs in the offseason, not willing to make a trade and be active and take a risk. Well, you were sitting there complaining about a guy making a trade, trying to help his team, and he traded with one of the big wigs because one of the big three, Prime, Bomber, maybe Dan, maybe somebody else is willing to take a risk and make a trade. Well, you sat there and cried about it in chat instead of trying to make a move. And now when you see somebody who has a great quarterback or receiver, or whatever the case may be, you're upset. My point is, spend less energy whining and more energy maybe doing something, and you'll be a happier person. That's my rant on that. My next question here on the show is, what's next in the SML? 3, maybe 4 seasons left. Who is going to prove what as we wind down in this cycle? Obviously, Dan doesn't have a Simbardi yet. He's going to be hungry. I've been saying it on and off on the show, and I'm not going to predict my AFC winner for next season yet, for season 81. I'm not going to do that yet. I need to see how these teams shape up. But obviously, Dan's got something to prove. I think KP has something to prove. He went from maybe being the darling of the cycle to like a fluke with a Colts team that I think a lot of, like, he wanted to prove that he could take the Colts and do something with them. You know, it was Prime's Colts, and he was saying how they're a top 5, top 10, maybe top 10 team of the cycle long term. And now he's missed the playoffs, I think, in 4 or 6 seasons, maybe 5 or 6 seasons or something. That's completely backfired on him taking the Colts. I mean, it's a complete embarrassment for KP at this point. In the NFC side of things, it's who can step up. Does Matt have to try to beat Prime because nobody else can beat Prime? Does Stavo? Was his last cycle a total fluke, and will he never win again? Will Soda get back to a Super Bowl? AJ, obviously, he's kind of become a perennial playoff player. Can he get on a run and beat Prime? I don't know. I mean, these are all things that are going through guys' minds. Obviously, Tiny has came so close to the playoffs so many times. Not Nice gave Damon a great game. There's so many big topics there in the SML. Tug the rope, again, another kind of catastrophe of a playoff performance. Raider fan had some good games. Straw won his first playoff game. A lot of good storylines in the SML. Can Meats ever not be the folding chair? I mean, there's so many good things happening in the SML right now. Obviously, even QP, who missed and had a down season, then he went on vacation to try to have a little sabbatical. So it's this season. What's next is a big one because there's a lot of people with a lot to prove, and I'm just excited because I could sit here locked in, number 1 player of the cycle, no matter what happens the rest of the way, and enjoy it. Speaking of locked in for the cycle rankings, I'm starting to push this narrative because now this is the beauty of our top 10 players of the cycle video that we release every year. It means something. In these final seasons where people start getting burnt out, this is when you can make that push to rise in the rankings and be a top 5 player in the SML and have that beautiful video and be voted on by your peers and kind of have something lasting to be proud of and go back and watch. Right now, 1 is Prime, huge gap. 2 is Bomber, big gap. Dan/KP. After that big gap, maybe Raider fan. I don't know. Probably Raider fan. I don't know. But either way, this is your chance, guys. If you want to be, and if you've been kind of close to the playoffs, if you can make a run and make a Super Bowl or something and do something with your life, now's the chance. Because there's going to be some guys like getting a little mad and fatigue here, and you can make a push for it. So I'm excited to see how that shapes up. Obviously, now with the minute left, it's my favorite time. It's the commish time. Time for me to put on the commish cap. And I just have this to say to the league. We have 3, maybe 4 seasons left. Don't let up. Content creation, commentary. You guys have done a great job stepping up in commentary. Obviously, the Yetis, the Tugs, the Raider fans, Bombers. I know Bombers moving, so he couldn't do it this year. But typical, the guys step up and make the SML playoffs great. I really sincerely appreciate that. I would like to see more video content in the SML. Podcasts like this. We get a lot of articles. We see a lot of those things. But the old-fashioned, what the SML was built on, was shows like this. Somebody besides Prime, get on a microphone, whether it's a video like this or just a standard podcast. Get on a mic with a buddy, Do a 15-minute show routinely and get some narratives going. That's what charges the league and makes it fun. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching SML Primetime.